Hi everybody, Joey Lott here, and today I want to talk to you about something that might seem like kind of an odd thing, and that is choosing to have faith in the fundamental goodness of life. And my promise to you is that when you make the choice to have a faith in the fundamental goodness of life, this is powerfully transformative. In fact, this is, it's just totally life-changing. And most people don't recognize this. They're waiting for something to happen that will give them faith. But I propose to you that that's mistaken. Make a choice to have that faith. And that's actually radically different than most of us are conditioned to believe and to perceive. And so um, that might really challenge something for you. It might shake things up and it might make you feel a little uncomfortable. But I again tell you that if you make the choice to have faith in the fundamental goodness of life, that is radically transformative. Now, I'm not proposing that instantaneously that will shift everything and you will have the experience that you think you need to have in order to feel good. That's an entirely different thing. But what this will do is that this will begin to open you up to recognizing and receiving that fundamental goodness that is always here on its terms, not on your terms. This helps to dissolve all of the conditions, the false conditions that you have come to accept as true that keep you suffering. And instead, you slowly, bit by bit, begin to be opened up to recognizing that life is already good, that life is already here, totally 100% in support of that goodness, that unique expression through and as you right now. And so how could we do this? How could we make that choice to have faith? And to me, this is really extraordinarily simple. And it's just as simple as making the choice. Because most of the time, what we think wrongly is that we have to wait for certain conditions to be met so that we have a certain feeling, and we'll call that feeling faith. But that's not how I understand it at all. That's not my experience, and I don't recommend that you do that because you might be waiting for a really long time. And by the way, even if that happens, you'll notice that you'll have the faith when the feeling is there, and when the feeling goes away, then the faith is gone because you've connected the feeling and the faith. But instead, my proposal is that the faith is simply a choice. It's just a choice what it is that you wish to believe. This is not about what you wish to have the outcome be. This is really just about where you give your loyalty, where you place your faith. And you have really fundamentally two options. One is that you believe in a life of separation in which you are a victim of that duality. So there's then good and evil, and you are a victim. The other choice is to believe in the fundamental goodness and unity of life. And your belief does not make it so, but your belief allows you to perceive as you will. And if you're believing in separation, if you're believing in good and evil and that you are a victim, which is the default, then that will be what you perceive. And therefore, you will interpret your experience as an experience of suffering. But you have the option always available right now to make a choice. And it is a moment-to-moment choice. It is a choice that we must reaffirm moment to moment. It is a choice that we must come back to. It's not enough to make the choice once. We have to make the choice now, 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 now. And I'm not saying that you have to be perfect in that choice, but you do need to make the choice, and you need to recommit to that choice often. And each time that you do, you begin to shift and open yourself up to the acknowledgement of the fundamental goodness and unity of life, to recognize that you are fundamentally one with that your life is a unique expression of that everything that happens is guided by and one with this power. And then you no longer live under the delusion that you need to do all of this and fix all of this, and that there's a problem that you need to solve. That sense of being a separate victim that needs to struggle in order to survive starts to dissolve, and there's a dawning clarity. And that's not something that's going to make your life look the way that you think it needs to look. All of the struggles, what you've called struggles, may still seem to happen. All of the unpleasantness may still seem to happen, but it doesn't happen through the same filters. The belief is no longer invested in those filters, and instead, as I said, there's a dawning clarity of the fundamental goodness and unity of life. That's the power of that choice in faith, and I encourage you to make that choice. As always, I'm Joy Lott. Thanks for listening. See you next time.